let's get this figured out. This road gon' give me whatever I need until I get this vision out. Then they gon' pay me whatever I ask, cause I got it figured out. Family be checking all up on a nigga to see how I'm feeling now. Damn, they love to see a nigga really make a killing now. I put a lock on the game and I hide the code and the keys. I am not playing no games, I really play this shit for keeps. That shit for me.
MaddenHeadz YouTube, what's going on? It is your boy, Coach DC, coming back at you today with another video. And yeah, I'm back. I haven't been anywhere. Just been working on my own thing on my website, doing the virtual sessions, regular sessions. Everything is still a go. Just a little late in the season, so you know how Madden kind of plays out. Most of the stuff that I have right now is exclusive content. If you guys want to get that, you can go to CoachDC404.com and hit up the virtual sessions or schedule a regular session going into 22. We're going to get into a little bit of that. But today, brought you guys here just to drop a little gem on you at the end of the season. This is something that probably, well, this is something that does work in the new version of the game. We're going to talk about point of attack and how this helps your defense actually stop the run and make plays in other areas. I think the assumption is that it's just a D-line slant. So if you hit your D-pad left to the left while you're on defense, it's going to pull up your defensive line. It'll give you the options of either spreading, you can spread them, pinch them, shift them, whatever the case may be. But on the right side of that, there is its point of attack, and those are it'll be your slants, meaning slants in terms of which way you want to slant your D-line. Now, the assumption is that it only affects the D-line. That is a very false assumption, because point of attack actually affects your whole defense, and it will even bring your safeties and all these other guys down inside the box, makes them way more alert. And as you see them having a very quick response to the ball, they get off blocks a lot faster. And also everyone kind of, again, they just kind of flow to the football as soon as the ball is snapped. So as you see here in this situation, you see those linebackers, you see those guys coming off and making plays on the other side of the line of scrimmage, which is very important, you know, as you guys are in these CFMs and you know, you play MUT and all that stuff. You guys know how difficult it can be at times to stop the run. I mean, there are all kinds of techniques to stop the run. There's not one set way, but this is a way that I know for sure is a way to get your guys to be ultra aggressive. If you point in the right direction that the guys are going, but also it helps your linebackers kind of stay at home and play underneath. They also will play a little bit more downhill in terms of the passing game. Now, if you guess wrong, meaning if you're playing out, you can play outside, you can play right, you can play left. And so just watch how these guys just come across the ball every single time. All right, I'm going to show this to you a little bit in practice mode. It's going to be a longer video because we're going to talk about some of the 22 stuff and do maybe a little semi-review of 21 and things that hopefully, well, things that need to be changed in Madden, or things that suggestions, so to speak, about how we can improve the game going into 22. So I'm gonna take you guys into practice mode. As you see here, I'm in a dime defense, a particularly light kind of front kind of defense. You can always get guys in the box if you just show blitz and squeeze the line together, all that kind of stuff. So as you see there, I'm giving the defense a slant to the right, and then you can still do the contain. It doesn't really lose the contain, but just watch. Simple play. Simple enough. And I always wonder about those plays in Madden. We're going to talk about that, where the linemen just run past the guy and they just don't block anybody. It's like they didn't have an assignment. So I'm going to show you three guys on this play. It's the two, I think it's the safety, the middle linebacker, and the nickel corner, I'm guessing that is, or the other safety. So as you see, because of the point of attack, because I just basically hit the D-pad, pulled up the slants, and then I slanted the line, or I slanted the defense. Actually, the point of attack was, I think either I went down or to the side. I probably went down. So just look at how they stay home. They do not go anywhere. They come down, make the play almost immediately. And so this works against like those stretch plays, where the guy tries to get you to kind of overcommit to the outside, and then they just kind of hit the little backside cut lane going up the middle. And so what this will do is this will give your AI defenders just a little bit of more awareness, so to speak, and it's guessing. So if you guess to the right spot, then generally what's going to happen is your guys are going to come across the ball and make plays, as you see. So like against a stretch play, just watch. You see how those guys, even though you bring them down to the line, a lot of the times will snap the ball, and the defenders have a tendency to drift. Like if you play in a lot of franchise leagues like I do, like sometimes in the game, it just almost seems like they go get blocked. I think that's the main problem we have with Madden is Madden tries to make too many of the incredible plays and not enough of the basic ones. Like, so this is simple. This is a cornerback. This is White being double teamed right here. And as you see, he fights off him, and I think that's Johnson or whoever the nickel corner is right there. They're making the play on the other side of the line of scrimmage. And so how many times do you see corners and nickel corners actually make tackles on the other side of the line of scrimmage, and it's not like a jet sweep or something that's kind of crazy or whatnot? And so even in these cases, like if you just simply, sometimes the point of attack just outside, maybe show blitz, press, whatever, and just watch how these guys just continuously come off the ball. And this is very, very, very consistent. I've done sessions with this with several guys, and they come back and let me know, exactly how, the things that it works against and the things that they struggle against, in terms of the run. And so just doing this alone, I've gotten a lot of good feedback about, just how aggressive these guys are coming off the ball. So just look at this guy. This is a nickel corner, and he's not blitzing. This is just a straight man-to-man defense. So as you see, as Gronkowski tries to go outside, you see this guy actually come across the ball. When was the last time you saw a nickel corner do that? And it's like I said, he's in man-to-man. It's not like he's in a blitz or anything. So he's not coming straight. No, he's actually in a man assignment, and he's making the tackle probably 3 to 4 yards across the line of scrimmage, simply because I did the point of attack. Again, D-pad to the left, and then it's going to give you two boxes. One will be spread, pinch, all that other stuff, and then the one on the right will give you your slants. Now, keep in mind, you can still contain with this. So right here, I'm giving them an outside slant. Okay, so the defensive line, rather, is the outside slant. And so they will generally play the outside. Yes. I know a lot of this stuff seems crazy because we go through so much in Madden, and it just gets to a point where some things work and they might work for a little while, and then it seems like you come back and they don't work at all. Has a lot to do probably directly with just the game itself and what do they call it, DDA or whatever, I don't know. But this whole new momentum thing kind of scares me. So we're going to get into a little bit of that as we go forward. We're going to talk about the new stuff that's coming out in 22. There are some things that in franchise mode that I do like in terms of, I call it intangible stuff, like, just having a practice hub where you can actually practice against someone else or something like that. And it's a lot of little stuff in the game that they have improved. But at the same time, when I hear them talk forced momentum and stadium, all this stuff, and the lines get wiggly and all that stuff, we already have that. It's called DDA. So why in the world, I get fearful when I hear them saying they're going to put it in the game. It's already there, people. What game are y'all playing? And so in 22, though, the movement is a little bit smoother. Of course, a lot of the techniques that were brought from 20 and 21 are just continuous because, like I said, I do mechanics. I don't do tricks and all that other stuff. Mechanically, I'm going to try to teach you guys or try to give you what I have in terms of just giving you a way to do it or a way to combat something, you know. And so going forward into 22, hopefully, at this point, I'm just gonna be honest. I've learned how to take Madden with a grain of salt as it comes out, because I know the game it comes out as generally is never the game we end up playing. And so all these beautiful enlarged gameplay videos and all that kind of stuff that they show us about, all this other nonsense, I don't care anything about that, because I want the game to play a certain way. I'm all about gameplay. When I hit a button, something should happen. And too many times on this game, this game has just become basically a contest of whose AI defender makes the play. It's not even a matter of user skills anymore. And so when I hear them talk about, okay, we're going to put momentum in the game and all this stuff, I'm like, come on, guys. All that stuff is smoke and mirrors. Give us a game we can play, or at least make it a different mode. Like for example, in old Madden, you used to be able to block your running back to the right or the left, and then you could slide your line one way, block the running back the other way. What's so hard to do about that? It's as simple as a right bumper, left bumper kind of deal that it used to be. And that would help. And then you wouldn't have to have nano detection and all this other silly nonsense. You're taking the game away from the users. And that's the issue we're having. Nobody cares about graphics anymore. Graphics are for kids now. Basically, from a graphical standpoint, this game probably can't get much better. So kudos to you guys on that part. From a graphics standpoint, you've done great. But from a football game, fundamental standpoint, this game, it leaves a lot to be desired. Because if you don't know a lot of this mechanic stuff, you can't even compete out here. Guys are out here, people are out here trying to win, and so it's become a game of tricks as opposed to a game of basic football fundamentals, where the guy makes the basic play. There is no reason for a guy to be able to just snap the ball and roll out to the right every single time. That's ridiculous. You can't do that in football. You'll get killed doing that. There's no reason for you to throw the ball to a receiver, and for some reason the DB is behind him when the ball's thrown, and then 2 yards later the DB's in front of him. Who can make up that kind of speed? Nobody. But what Madden needs to do, or what EA needs to do, is get back to the fundamental basics of football if this is going to be a simulation football game. Yeah. If you want to, do the arcade stuff or whatever, I don't know. Just make a mode where it's simple user control. There's so much. There used to be a Prima guide on this game. There's no longer a guide to teach you how to play this game anymore. Where do you go to learn how to play Madden? Nowhere. You come to YouTube, you come to my channel, you visit some of the more popular YouTubers, you watch the pros, so basically we're all a carbon copy of each other. And that's what they want. It dumbs us down to a point where we're not trying to learn the mechanics of the game. We're trying to learn what tricks to get over. Yeah, I know this sounds like a rant, and it probably is to a certain extent, because it gets frustrating. I want to be able to do stuff like this. I want to be able to have a step, make a play. Have a step, make a play. On defense, when I move, I want my guy to move. I don't want my guy to stand there for 3 seconds while the DB or while the receiver runs by him and then go, oh. Some of the most silly stuff I see on this game is when a guy turns the corner, and instead of the defender taking the proper angle to go cut him off, the defender actually goes and runs behind him and then starts to pursue him. But we're supposed to still sit here and spend money on this day after, time and time again with MUT coins and all this kind of stuff. And that's the very reason why I privatize what I'm doing, because what I'm doing, I don't want everybody doing it. Trust me, it's well worth it. But it will show you the difference in anybody who's been to my channel or my, got a session, done a virtual. They'll tell you that what we're doing is different. We're teaching mechanics, not tricks. So I think if EA, if we were to get back more to at least where's the guide that teach people how to play this game, what buttons do what, that little leaflet you put in on the disc, we don't even have disc anymore. There's just nothing here. There's no substance to it. But you know, we do what we do, and we still continue to love this game until some competition comes. But otherwise, man, y'all know what it is, man. Coach DC404, hit me up on the website. In 22, I will be back with the mechanics and everything else, man. I'm out.